Attention gamers. One of my favorite rift midgets in this piss pit of a game is the cannon-carrying Girl Scout who legally goes by Tristana. There's just something about putting a witch costume on the toddler and impregnating statues with pumpkins and then force-feeding them until they pop like piñatas only to randomly get the urge to go front-flipping onto some sand shitter to steal a quick $300. But the problem is, every time I play this hopping hillbilly I feel like the color on my screen is constantly getting shut off, which results in me being about as valuable to my team as a dildo in a dentist's office. So I decided to roll grasp ADC and feed some boogers to the vandal shitter and turn this tiny toddler into a tank. So in this video, you will see how the power of grasp on Tristana turned a game starting with a report card that you hide from your parents, into a total pooge fest as I took little rabbit poops on bird emperors, and then wiped my tanky stanky ass on some metal mouth breathers, and then impeached Obama's wife with ease. Then in the second game I will show the product of getting an early cheddar cheesy lead on this build in a game where I warned my opponents that their boogers weren't safe, which resulted in a report card that even the spelling bee champion breeding parents would be proud of. So if you are excited to see how terrifying a tanky Tristana can be, please flash and ignite that upward thumb button and consider subscribing to the fastest growing community on this platform. Now let's get into the gameplay. Okay, here's a quick freestyle to cover the runes. I take grasp to make these tits a little tanky, then demolish prepares statue asses for a fat spanky, bone plating to make you unafraid, to take a trade, and overgrowth to give that green ween an upgrade. Bloodline because lifesteal is ideal, when overheal shields these tanky balls of steel. RIP my homie Tupac. Okay, so as I mentioned, this game started off like shit because Riot has let Obama's wife play politics to allow her to not CS and just slurp dead minion jizz off the ground to become stronger than a real ADC, resulting in her quote-unquote supporting this grave-digging dickhead that kept putting me in little playpens and probing my anus, and then a slick hop and chomp got me some gold but still resulted in a death when the hunchback of no required aim felt like auto-attacking me from 800 feet away. And then I got play-penned and titty twisted, resulting in a pretty average start to the game for your boy Rav, but then things started to turn around. So at this point me and my kitty are behind and being bullied into doing inappropriate things with this statue until Yumi channels the hallway of stimulation as the angry Axeman comes charging in to cleave ghost form Obama's wife down. Then we coordinate a tickle party on the gravedigger and I do a little Halloween hop to put him down. We see the gold digger all alone, so I hop in to plant a pumpkin on his head and play hungry hippo till it pukes. Then I wait patiently to be released from this golden crown of a jail cell before it lets me out and I rabbit rocket the grave shitter away for the kill. A fight breaks out mid, so I first tell this ghost that's been sucking my piss to screw off, and then I sneak a ticking time bomb onto shovel tits before hopping away from the Shurima shitbag and waiting for that sucker to pop. Then the sparkling stargirl puts two of them in crystal cookie cutters, so I contribute by pumpkin popping the first lady back to the graveyard before spam right clicking Mr. Magenta until he goes away too. We push forward until the simp that shouts Shurima gets crystal cucked, so I play a game of hopscotch and hunt the hoe, then I flee with a flip before that statue can shine his laser on me. Mace Man is trying to intimidate Miss Pink Pigtail, so we come in just in time for her to crystal cuck and ray beam the piece of metal, and then we force feed a pumpkin till it pukes for the kill. We run into the forest to see Olaf drop an axe into the bush, revealing two kids touching each other's nipples, so we run up and the cat shines light beams to embarrass the horn dogs, killing the bird and prompting Echo to port back in time to when he was still completely screwed as this hood rat goes for a quick hop to chase him down. Then we run mid to slap the hoods off some midgets but get urinated on by the grave digging dickhead and put in a cage like his pet, so I buster shot the ball sack off this bully, which sends him running as I front flip past his piss sucking ghost to catch up. But I didn't put on my witch costume just to get blue balled, so I chase him down. Turns out Obama's wife saw the whole thing and I can already see that look in her eye and know she is plotting to pass some bullshit law making the height requirements for roller coasters even stricter to punish this midget, and I can't have that, so I do what's necessary and pumpkin pie that pussy. I see the Emperor of the Idiots all alone mid, so I do a quick jump what's up just in time to see him Shurima shuffle himself back to the graveyard before I politely hop back over his line of soldiers. At this point they are failing hard at a game of Nexus Tower defense as I infiltrate the castle and try to smush some kid's mohawk with a pumpkin as the grave digging dickhead comes over to stop the madness, but I'm too tanky to even feel his shovel smacks as I flash past his dumb timeout circle to take him down. I see Gimli jerking his dwarf ween in the bush before he says screw it and lights himself on fire, charging into battle only to get put in timeout, so I hop in and give the hunchback of losing games a few cute right clicks. Of course spectating Senna is here once again to audition for the part in the film called, Rav's auto attack move targets a minion instead of Obama's wife 3 freaking times in a row until I finally tell her she sucks and didn't get the part. Now this toddler is done teething and ready to bite, so I hop in to send Mr. Magenta running, then I say hi to Obama's wife and she too pusses out. Then the idiot emperor bites only to get book flapped and right-clicked to death as Mordekaiser ports me to his purple planetarium, turning Yumi into a stray cat, so I kite around and tickle the Tin Titan until I get reunited with my pet kitty. We wave goodbye to Metal Man and then celebrate our reunion by front flipping onto the First Lady to make sure our work is finished before heading home. A fight breaks out top, so I do a fat belly flop onto the time traveler's tits before noticing the First Lady running back to the White House to pass the Midget Discrimination in Theme Parks Act, so I ignore the gold digger and murder the bitch before she can deprive me and Tiny Dumbledore of enjoying Disney World next vacation. Then Luzier calls the guards on me, but I step over them to assassinate the Emperor, and in a game that started 3-5, this booger boy ends 22-7 with that fat V and a long ween on the charts. So let's cue the scenario when I don't get behind at the beginning of the game with this build. The second game started with me and my duo on Definitely Not Blitzcrank deciding that we are definitely not gonna let this slither slut come peacefully sliding into lanes, so we surprise the reptile with a pumpkin and I hungry hippo the shitter till it pops as Blitz extends his giant hand to steal a quick 300 from her snake print purse. Then I decide to test the new program I loaded onto the robot called Fetch Me Some Sunglasses, which works until he gets pepper sprayed, so he decides to grab a snake instead, and I do a completely necessary front flip into turret range for the kill before flipping back out. Then Gosu Goggles and Slither Tits both want to audition for the role of a dying bitch in our movie, so we tell them to wait in the cove as Monocle Charizard comes down to help us judge. Blitz calls in the first actress who was really set on getting my approval specifically, and then I join the others in evaluating the second performance, which honestly just seemed to drag on for entirely too long. We asked to see a death and she just kept trying to show us her best snake impersonation. I load the sunglasses fetching program onto the robot again, but it gets confused and brings me another snake instead before electrocuting it and turning himself into a trophy. I am just minding my own business murdering some hooded midgets when a party breaks out in River and I see them playing pin the Charizard on the wall, so I run up and parkour over the mountain to make an impressive entrance. I poke the snake until the slobbering shithole forgets you can move in this game, so we take him down as I do a hop and flash to fail a kill steal on the Cobra before doing a somersault belly flop onto Gosu Goggles to finish off the fight. Back in lane when Cass and Blitz decide to try a wife swap, but he quickly gets frustrated with Vayne and throws a temper tantrum thunderstorm, and I get jealous and murder the other wife. Then he trolls me by flashing just so he can fizzle queef the bitch to take my kill. Blitz is doing the Macarena but randomly decides he wants to tango instead and grabs Slither Tits to be his partner. We take her down as Dunkmaster Dumbshit heard there was tango, so he joins and does a cute spin as the turret grabs a chunk of Vayne's ass, which gives me the brilliant idea to hop in for the kill. But the slobbering shithead is here to tango too until Tango turns into Tomahawk the Trist. Blitz extends a firm handshake to the drooling dumbass and 4 of us try to get his tongue to stay in his mouth. Then I see Tumbletits trying to get away, so I parkour over the wall and launch the newest X-Pack of right-click simulator to take down Gosu before switching things up by right-clicking with my ring finger to outplay the snake. We call Mundo back over to see if the tongue situation has improved, but the giant is self-conscious now and runs away as I begin to chase. My support backs off, but they don't call me Risky Rav for nothing as I flash in for the kill before getting stapled to the wall. Then I parkour back out to safety with style. I see a group of people hopping in the bush, so I decide to join in, which prompts round 1 of Metal vs Midget as I blast him away, and then he comes back and plays a few scary games of peekaboo in the bushes before I take the win in round 1. Then Blitz pulls roided up Frankenstein and I elegantly jam my forehead into my right click button. Blitz pulls Tumble Twat and I outplay that goggled up god. Blitz pulls Slither Slut and I outslither the slut. Blitz pulls Dunkmaster Dumbshit and I wait patiently for that broken dogshit champ to decide to die. Blitz pulls Gosu again and I steal credit for that one too, but then round 2 of Metal vs Midget goes down and I don't have my Blitz, so what do? Blast him away and hide in the corner until the nightmare ends and my team takes a group poop on the bad guy. So basically what I am saying is, I single-handedly carried this game with no help from anyone else, but check out the style points on this super delayed dumbstep pumpkin pop. Or want to see how the final round of Metal vs Midget went? With Mr. Magenta dancing for his life like a coked up stripper. So you might have guessed that this game too turned out in a W for the boys and a long ween for Rav, so now let's take bets on how many comments I get about being carried by that blitzcrank. Also, quick favor to ask. I have a collab with a challenger support main coming and I want to make his life as hard as possible, so please vote for what you think the worst ADC in the game currently is so I can play it. Huge shout out to all my homies on Patreon supporting the dream, and today I will leave you with my viewer who beatboxed for my runes rap earlier, Mr. Stormtune from my Discord. Brush your teeth, jerk your ween, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and kiss your mama tonight. Rav out.